we are coming home to the body today. And I was pretty excited about this topic. I went on I did a virtual silent retreat last week for a week long with Insight LA, and it was really wonderful. And so I'm going to share some of the teachings that we learned and practiced during the retreat in this. And this is 1 hour-ish yoga class, which won't do a week-long silent, the wisdom gained from a week-long meditation retreat to try to, share it in this yoga class. We'll give you a little snippet of the beauty here. But so I was compelled to talk about the body today, and I'm reminded of, we all have these moments of like awe and epiphany, and for me, one of these moments was when I was in medical school studying physiology, I think. And but among, in the first and second year of medical school, a lot of it is like the basic sciences, biochemistry, um, physiology, learning about organ systems and molecular interactions because you need to know how drugs interact, chemically in the body, and then also, how um, molecules in the body come together to create this masterpiece. I was just suddenly struck by the awesomeness of all the millions of things that's going on inside this body, from the you know cellular, molecular, atomic level, to get liver to do what it does, and not to mention electricity, how in this, how electricity functions through the body in each cell, how all this works together for the heart to beat. There are so many processes that are just all working together so synchronously and beautifully. It really is a work of art, a masterpiece, a mystery, and a wonder. And it, it's for me can be just so like overwhelming to think about. Like it's like mind blowing, and not to mention how this body. So that this is one system, but then we go beyond the body and how we interact with each other in on this earth with the trees and weather systems, and how all of this is working together. It really is just so awesome. If you ponder it for a moment, it is just mind blowing. And so uh, thinking about the beauty of this, and the gratitude, and how much of our life we do not have control of. We are not conscious of, like, we're not making this heartbeat. We're not consciously making this heartbeat and this life happen right now. The fact that we're sitting here alive is amazing. And so homage to that, celebrating and having gratitude right now for this body and this life in this moment, um, and thinking about awareness and how awareness is there. There's our bodies, so much that our bodies are aware of that we are not. Like, think of the things that somehow we manage to know while we're sleeping, like the time to wake up, or sounds, that some sounds we wake up to, and some sounds we don't. Some sounds we let it ride, but some, curious sounds, we wake up. So there's some awareness there that we are not always conscious of, but things can come into our conscious awareness. And there's so many things that when we live our life, we're reacting to something that is unconscious, um, reacting unconsciously, with you know, so many times we feel it, we feel an itch and we scratch it before we even really let ourselves um, really feel the itch and like, do we really have to scratch it? Or um, sensations in the body that we react to without really having a second thought or thinking about it. Cravings, we find ourselves in front of the refrigerator or with a bag of chips and munching on it before we even, you know, realize how we got there. Um, so what we are doing today is slowing it down and noticing. And so much of our life and so much of what we feel and know is contained in the body. And what we are responding to or reacting to, so much of it is, if we boil it down to the basics, is we're reacting to something that's pleasant versus unpleasant. When something is unpleasant, we want to get rid of it. We want to avoid it and just get rid of it. Whether it's a physical sensation or a sound or a thought or feeling. Um, for example, like with the cravings are often a reaction to something else. So, it's triggered by something, whether it's boredom or grief or shame, that these cravings are a reaction, oftentimes unconscious, to something else. And we already got the something in our mouth, or we're doing this addictive activity or compulsive activity that we do without even um, realizing like what kicked it off, and and so that's like an example of acting out of a sense of aversion to something unpleasant, versus things that are pleasant. We cling, we cling to it, or we tend to have that desire or urge to cling to it. Like this bag of Voodoo Zaps potato chips. It's really tasty. Can't just eat just one. I just want to keep throwing them down my pie hole because I'm clinging to this pleasantness, right? And same like with this little jacket that I'm wearing. It's so comfy and cozy. I started to take it off before class. I did take it off, and I felt a little chilly, and I was like, oh no, I just really want this comfy sweater back on. So I put it back on. And the thing about, pleasant versus unpleasant versus neutral, things change. I'm already starting to get hot with this sweater. And once I finish that whole bag of potato chips, I feel quite unpleasant. So the the nature of things, if we notice, the natural course of things is that they rise and fall. There's an onset, there's a rise in intensity, and then there's a dissipation, and it goes away. But oftentimes we only notice it when we're at the height of it, right? When I'm hot and I gotta take this jacket off, you know? Well, or what did I notice when I started to feel warm? Um, when we only identify with the highest point of intensity of whatever it is, that's all we remember, and then sometimes we think that that's all we remember about this thing and about ourselves. So the practice is to notice, is to slow down and notice when it starts, see, or notice when you first notice when it starts. Notice the height of its intensity. And if you can, stick with it. And this is, for example, with an unpleasant something, is to, before reacting, notice the urge to react, the desire to get rid of it, to adjust, or scratch, or if there's a sound like to cover your ears, or tell the person to shut up, you know, or notice that, slow it down, notice that desire, and if you can note, okay, that's there, but okay, the awareness of this object, uh, just witness it for a moment and see what happens. See if you can notice the rise and the fall and the dissipation. Similarly, with pleasant things, notice the desire to want more of it, and the desire to sort of cling to this, you know, and and remembering that the clinging is what leads to suffering, and allowing ourselves to experience whatever it is as it comes and as it goes. And then to noticing neutral things. So, with things that are neutral in our awareness, they are often unconscious, you know. For example, if you're sitting here noticing the hands or the feet or the lips, or the ears. If we um, bring our awareness to it, it's like, oh yeah, that's there. Uh, so, and the reason why I'm talking about all of this is that the body is aware of so many things, even when our conscious awareness is not. And to get to know ourselves, we really have to get to know our bodies. And, just like with pleasant, when it comes to pleasant, unpleasant, I love, pondering this is because it applies to so many things, whether it's sound or sensation, thoughts, feelings. We have a tendency to react the same way to either aversion or clinging, and how that manifests. When it comes to thoughts and feelings, there is a felt sense in the body of what that is, of what that means. And we know it by experiencing it. Uh, it's Valentine's Day. Thinking about love is not the same as loving. That's something that, we feel in our bodies, whether it's a warm feeling in the chest, or softening. Everybody's different to some degree in what, I mean, you know what it feels like in the body if you pay attention. But it's there. There's a visceral reaction to everything, whether it's intense or whether it's subtle. Talking about grief is not the same as grieving, as feeling grief. that is experienced in the body. Same with craving. What does craving feel like in the body? So, taking, really getting to know our bodies and noticing the felt sense of things, and also seeing how that rises and falls. The onset, the rises in intensity of the felt sense of an emotion, and the falling away, the dissipation. It happens. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it takes shorter, but that's the nature of everything. It's when we fight it, when we resist it, when we attach a story to it and the mind kicks in and starts running with something. And oftentimes, if we're reacting to something unpleasant, the mind is behaving in a way, that is averting, you know, bringing our attention to something else because we're trying to avoid being with this and feeling this. And so we go somewhere else. And and that somewhere else, excuse me, that somewhere else may be another emotion, like anger. And that's something that I notice, realize. And when I get into, thoughts of feeling like angry and blaming or thinking about how I'm going to do this, and gain some, you know, control in a situation, that's me reacting to, me wanting to have this sense of power because I'm reacting to some vulnerability. I'm reacting to maybe grief or uncertainty, a sense of anxiety and vulnerability. And so that is what I need to sit with because when I go on that other train, then I never deal with this. And so it doesn't go away. It keeps coming up and keeps coming up. Either way, it may keep coming up. But how you deal with it, you want to let it, notice that it comes and goes. It all comes and goes. And notice that this body, these sensations, it's all also in a broader sense of awareness of beyond our bodies. So today we are going to practice just noticing our bodies because it's so important. And in these practices of yoga and other physical practices where you're getting into the body is a great way to really get to that wisdom. So let's settle in and bring ourselves here. Bring our awareness, our conscious awareness here to this moment, to this presence. Now, invite you to close the eyes if you choose or soften the gaze and just notice. Notice sounds near and far. Notice the light in the room or outside or entering the eyelids if the eyes are closed. The temperature of the room or wherever we are. And bringing awareness to the body. And if the mind wanders, if we notice that our mind has wandered, then that's an indication that we've returned back to a sense of presence here. And so celebrate that. I'm back. And for a moment here, bring the fingertips together, all 10 fingertips. And really, the amount of effort that is needed is the amount of effort to notice that all 10 fingertips are touching. Just noticing that. Now placing the hands down and noticing the body. What comes in and out of awareness. Notice something that feels pleasant right now. For a moment, whether it's something, a sound, or the temperature of the room, or sensation in the body, whether it's something physical, the softness of something touching the skin, or a felt sense. And noticing something that is neutral, maybe something you hadn't noticed before, bringing awareness to the lips, or the hands, or the feet. And you might notice something that's unpleasant that may come and go in awareness, whether it be an itch or an ache or a sound. And notice the urge you might have to adjust or react to it. And if you can, don't, and observe. And see, bringing the awareness there, what happens to it. And if you can stay with that, stay with it. If you do react, it's all good. The practice is noticing the reaction and slowing down, noticing the urge to react. And knowing that we can hold this awareness of all of these things at once. And we can become conscious of an expanded sense of awareness within our bodies and beyond our bodies. But it's really important to really get to know our bodies. So with this, let's meet on all fours, placing the hands on the mat, really noticing the fingers as they spread wide and how they feel, how the fingertips feel against the mat, how the weight of the palms or the weight of the body pressing into the palms. feeling the weight of the body settling into the earth, the knees, and on the inhale, drop the belly and curl the heart open to stay for a moment. And noticing if you're used to moving through cat-cow, you might notice the anticipation of wanting to move through. But here also noticing how the body feels as we open the heart. Drop the belly, noticing sensations that might feel good or not so good or neutral. Inhale and exhale. Reverse. Arch the spine towards the sky. Tuck the tailbone, chin towards chest. And stay. Really feeling the opening in the back. Noticing what urges you might have. If something feels good, how you might want to move towards that. And allowing your body to move in what way feels good. And slowly observing, the desire to do so. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, tailbone towards the sky. And now moving through the transition. Exhaling, reversing the pose, but staying aware and conscious, honoring the transitions, and moving at the rhythm of your own breath through cat-cow. And exhale to neutral spine. And inhale, bring the left hand to the sky. And exhale, weave it through to rest on the shoulder. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And you can stay here, or for a deeper twist, bring the right hand behind to grab hold to the left thigh, opening into the twist. Breathing softly, remembering to breathe, and really exploring our bodies here. Release the right hand to the ground, come to rise, and on your next inhale, reach the right hand up to the sky, and exhale, weave it through, threading the needle here, allowing the shoulder to rest on the ground, and for a deeper twist, reaching the left hand to grab the right thigh. And really just exploring here what feels good. In Sanskrit, sukha and dukkha are the words that are referenced in the Yoga Sutras and other Hindu texts. Sukha being the sweet and the pleasant, and
and dukkha being that unpleasant, associated with, pain and suffering. And really, you can't know one without the other. Inhale and reach the left hand back to the ground and come to neutral. Exhale here. Inhale and exhale. Bring the knees, chest, and chin down to the ground. And stay here for a moment. Just noticing, once again, without judgment, the sukha, dukkha, pleasant and unpleasant, and our desire. Inhale and slide the heart forward. Point the toes, baby cobra. Pressing the pelvis against the earth, curling the heart open. Might feel a bit of fire in the back. Soften the shoulders. Soften the heart. Inhale. And exhale, push back to child's pose. Spread the knees wide or bring the knees together, whatever is accessible, and allowing just this to feel good. So adjusting, noticing what feels good, allowing ourselves to be supported here. And the arms can be outstretched or lying by the sides. And remembering we can come back to child's pose at any moment when we feel like we want rest and support, a refuge for a moment. Inhale forward, stack the shoulders. And once again, exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, curl the heart forward. Baby cobra, point the toes. Exhale, push back, seat to heels. And that's one option for our vinyasa. Another invitation here, if you choose, is to come forward, stack shoulders for plank pose, and knees can be grounded or lifted. And exhale, lower down, chaturanga dandasana, bending the elbows straight back. Inhale, curling the heart forward, upward facing dog. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. And however you get here, whether you move through that vinyasa or knees, chest, chin, our first down dog of the day. So we might want to, I know I like to pedal out the feet, but noticing too that this is me sort of craving it. Let's see, staying still for a moment, just noticing the body and what might feel pleasant or unpleasant. If the hamstrings are tight, feel free to bend the knees deeply. meeting ourselves at our limits and breathing there, moving the legs towards straight or wherever they go, wherever our edge is, noticing without avoiding. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and you choose your vinyasa, whether you're moving through cat-cow and breathing, moving with the breath, or moving through knees, chest, chin, and baby cobra, or um, chaturanga dandasana, upward facing dog. You choose, honoring and celebrating our bodies and what our bodies can do. Inhale forward, stack the shoulders. Exhale, lower down your way. Inhale, curl the heart open. Exhale, push back. And breathe. Inhale forward, stack the shoulders. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl the heart forward your way. And exhale, push back. One more. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl the heart forward. Exhale, push back. And you can always drop down to the forearms if there's a lot of pressure on the wrists. Inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. Exhale, open up the hips. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg and exhale. Bring knee to nose and step the foot through. However you get there to low lunge. And here the knee can be grounded or lifted. Plant the left hand on the ground and open up into a twist. Heart towards the sky, right hand towards the sky. Inhale, exhale. Really inviting some sukha in the lower back. Opening into the twist, softening the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Bring the right hand back down to the ground. Standing strong and firm in low lunge. Inhale. You can again have that knee grounded or lifted. You choose if you want some fire or not, or less, more or less, because there's fire going on. You gauge it, dial it to wherever feels right for you, but really being conscious of what am I? Am I clinging to anything? Am I
avoiding or trying to get away from anything. Recognizing. Inhale, come to rise, bringing hands to the top of the thigh or reaching hands to the sky. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And bring hands to prayer. Lower hands to the ground. Step back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And you might notice that down dog might feel pretty good right now compared to the first time we got into down dog. It's all relative. I'm not standing in a lunge now. Breathing. Inhale and reach the left leg to the sky. Exhale, open the hips. With awareness in the body. Inhale, straighten that leg. And exhale, step it through to low lunge on the left side. Plant the knee or keep it lifted. Plant the right hand on the ground and open up into the twist. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And release it to the ground. Really connecting to the earth, feeling the foot, the front foot grounded, the back foot grounded equally. Inhale, come to rise with hand on the top of the thigh or reaching towards the sky. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. And release the hands to the ground. Step back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing. Inhale, send the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through. This time ground the left knee and straighten that right leg, folding forward over straight leg. You might slide that foot out a bit for half Hanumanasana, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, lengthening the crown, and you might use books or a block to help reach the ground. Inhaling, lengthening the heart forward. And exhale, you might begin to slide that foot forward towards full Hanumanasana. And once again, everybody's different, so meeting ourselves, acknowledging our own limits, going there, and breathing with compassion and care and gratitude. Inhale, exhale, softening the face, softening the shoulders, softening the skin. Inhale and exhale. Begin to slide that foot back and swap out the feet. Ardha Hanumanasana on the left side. Lengthening the heart forward and exhale, folding in. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. You may come to rise a bit. If you have blocks or books, go ahead and grab them. If not, it's still all good. You can keep the hands on the ground. Begin to slide that left foot forward. Meeting ourselves once again at our edge with compassion and care. Breathing. Recognizing our own strength. Pressing into the earth. Might imagine that we're scissoring our legs towards each other. Inhale, lengthening the crown towards the sky. Exhale, softening the shoulders. Softening the face. You might invite a smile. Inhale and exhale. Remembering the breath. And when you're ready, inhale and begin to slide that foot back. Moving back towards downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. You can begin to walk the feet forward or hop the feet forward your way. We find ourselves in forward fold, Utkatasana. Inhale, lengthen the crown forward, and exhale, folding in. You might bend the knees or use blocks to help reach the ground. You might grab hold to the opposite elbows and just allow the torso to sway and let gravity pull the torso towards the earth. Noticing the grounding in the feet. Inhale, bend the knees and drop the seat. Reach up for chair pose. Exhale, hands in prayer, and come to rise for Tadasana. And now taking a step back to the back of the mat, feeling grounded in both feet and all four corners of both feet. Begin to shift the weight into the left foot and bringing the right toe to the ground here, or lifting the foot for balance. And we're going to walk up our mat, but we're going to do it super slowly. And notice any anticipation that you have as we move through. Inhale and bring the right knee forward, bringing the knee into the chest, or however far the foot comes off of the ground. Inhale and exhale, straighten the leg, keeping it lifted. And it could be the heel just hovering just right off of the ground, or the leg can be super high. Wherever you're at, it's all good. Staying and breathing, noticing any anticipation, noticing what feels pleasant in the body now and what feels unpleasant and being with that, allowing it to be. Inhale and exhale, bring the heel to the ground, just the heel. And inhale, uh, flatten both feet. And you can play like you're walking on a tightrope with the feet directly in line with each other, or you're taking your regular step and bringing that foot down. But balancing the weight, keeping the weight equal in both feet here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and begin to shift the weight forward into the right foot. Keeping that back foot, left foot on the ground, but shifting the weight. And once we feel grounded in that right foot, begin to lift the left toe off of the ground. And you can stay with the toe just lifting off of the ground, or play with coming into Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Your choice. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, exhale 3, and begin to swing that left foot forward to bring the knee towards the chest. And it may be, once again, however high you want it. But notice if you are meeting yourself at your edge, or if you have a desire, some other going in another direction, notice. Just notice. Inhale and exhale, straighten that left leg, keeping it lifted. Noticing any anticipation. What feels good? What feels not so good, pleasant versus unpleasant? What's neutral right now? Inhale and exhale, bring the heel to the ground first. Stay. Now bringing both feet flat on the ground and shifting the weight so that it's equally distributed. Inhale, exhale, and shift the weight forward into the left foot. Lift the right toe off of the ground, and you can stay there and move into Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, inhale, and exhale 3. Inhale, swing that right leg through, and this time exhale, place it right beside the left foot to stand in Tadasana. So that was our little journey up the mats. It's really interesting to consider all that goes into walking and how much we anticipate in each step, moving so unconsciously, and how we take for granted each phase of that and all that it takes in this body in terms of balance. It's really awesome. Inhale and reach the hands towards the sky. Open the heart. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale and begin to walk the feet out for Malasana, dropping the seat. And if you feel your heels popping up, that's all good. You can either roll your mat so that the heels are sitting on the mat or on a towel. Bringing hands in prayer, dropping the tailbone towards the earth, lengthening the crown towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, inhale, remembering our intention. Taking a moment, remembering awareness of this body and expanding the sense of this body in the broader um, field of awareness, how we're connected to everything around us. Inhale and begin to drop the seat. Let's swing the feet forward, straightening out the legs, lengthening the crown, and exhale, folding forward. You can bend the knees or use a strap or a belt to grab hold to the feet, whatever allows you to connect. And folding in, just letting it feel good right now. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come to rise. And exhale, you might plant the feet or keep the legs straight, but begin to roll spine down. Reach the left leg to the sky. Bend the knee and cross it over to the right side for a twist. Allowing the left shoulder to fall back towards the earth. And really, once again, allowing this to feel good. Adjust in whatever way will give you that good feeling. Bring the right foot, swap feet, and drop the right knee over to the left side. And bring the right shoulder down towards the ground. And if it feels good to have a bolster under the knees or under the shoulder to allow the body to rest and be supported in this posture. You can use a pillow or a blanket or a towel to roll under the shoulder or the knee. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and bring the knees into the chest. Open the knees and reach the hands through to grab hold to the feet for happy baby. Feet towards the sky. And move in whatever way feels good. Imagine, do what a baby would do. They would do whatever feels good to them. We're just babies, man. Inhale and exhale. Begin to lower the feet towards the ground. And let the feet fall open. Prepare for Shavasana. Let the palms fall open. Letting everything go. And just dropping into pure awareness.
consciousness to just rest in awareness. Stay in Shavasana for an extended period. But when you're ready, feel free to roll over onto one side to rest for just a moment in gratitude for this body and for this life of which so much is happening automatically outside of our control. And being grateful for that. And remembering to delight in this body. And press yourself into a comfortable seated position. And I'd like to thank you for joining me today. May you have a wonderful day and really notice slowing things down and notice when we might be compelled to react and just notice and love ourselves, give ourselves compassion as we react with the conditioning that we've come across in our lives. I honor the light in you. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.